Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am so excited to bring you another part of our backyard transformation. This has definitely been a long time coming. We have been wanting to work on this area of our backyard for a very long time and it finally happened. We have worked so hard. Well, I can't say we because most of the work was done by my dad and Kevin and I just helped here and there, but it went up so fast and I seriously could not be happier with the result. It is so beautiful and yeah, so let's get right into it. Let's start with day one. Okay, so day one. Day one was really all about just the prep work. We leveled out the ground and just made sure that everything was all good and ready to go. We got all of our boards ready that day and my dad and Kevin did like all the measurements and created the frame, and then my dad just created the areas where we were gonna have holes to put the cement. And so he kind of just marked those, and the ground was pretty tough. So we had to start soaking it, and since the ground was pretty hard, we had to just kind of call it a day at that point because there was no way that we were going to dig as deep as we needed to without watering it and letting the ground soften a little bit. So we used the rest of the day just to continuously put water into those holes, and yeah, that was day one. Okay, so day two, we woke up really early that morning to get all of the boards painted. We painted them with a waterproof sealant. After we had painted all of the boards, Kevin then started digging out the holes and just prepping it so that when my parents came over, we were ready to just mix the cement and cement the frame down. day 3, we woke up in the morning and Kevin and I added the weed barrier to the bottom. We secured it down with some stakes and then threw some pebbles on top of that just to really weigh it down and make sure it's really not gonna go anywhere. And the rest of the day was really just my dad and Kevin working on the planks on top of the deck. And yeah, so that was day 3.
Pick up the saw a little bit, and then not too much, just a little bit, and then go all the way across, you'll be fine.
Okay, so day 4. The deck went up so quickly. I was so surprised that it only had taken Kevin and my dad a few days really to put the whole thing together. So on the 4th day, Kevin started with cutting the edge of the planks just to make sure that it was a nice straight edge and everything looked uniform. And then we just added the borders around the deck, and that was pretty much it. And then we decided that it would be a good idea to add lights to the backyard. I've always wanted to add lights, but I wasn't sure if it was gonna work or not. And my dad just quickly put them up like in 5 minutes. And so yeah, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And it was way easier than I had thought it was going to be. So my dad added a hook to one of the corners of the fence and then another hook at the very point of where the roof is at. And we just added like 2 strings of lights, and luckily it was enough. We just went to Home Depot, we picked up 2 boxes of lights, and it ended up really nice. It was so easy, but it made such a huge difference to the backyard. On to day 5. Okay, so on day 5, we added the waterproof sealant to the entire deck. We made sure that it was all coated, everything was covered. And so we did that in the morning, and then the rest of the day we just put the gazebo together and we just left the deck alone just to dry for the rest of the day before we added everything on top. Day 6. So day 6, we really thought that we were gonna finish that day. We had put everything on the deck at that point, and we had gone to Home Depot to pick up the rocks, and we were certain that the amount of rocks that we picked up was enough. And as soon as we dumped them all out, we realized that there was no way that we were going to be able to cover everything with the amount of rocks that we bought. So we ended up using that day to go find the rest of the rocks, because the Home Depot that we usually go to, they were sold out. So we had to drive around town, pick up the rocks, and by then it was already dark, because it gets dark like at 4 o'clock already. So it took us to day 7. Alright, so day 7 was the day that everything was complete. We finished laying out the rocks and we added just our little final touches, and it was complete. I am so happy with the way everything turned out. I just love it. It is such a cool space, and it's relaxing, and it's a perfect little place for me just to unwind. And it was just time to finish that part of the backyard so that we can spend the rest of the year just chilling in our backyard, drinking our tea or our coffee. And yeah, we definitely created that space. So without further ado, I'm so excited for you to see it. Here's the final reveal. Alright everyone, I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope all of you are staying safe and healthy, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.